Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, and if you're new to the channel, know that I do look and see what's going on within your situation like everybody else. But I also like to look at your spiritual blocks and the shadows and see how they play out as the karmic themes within your situation. To give you an opportunity to heal and to quantum jump. This is really a shadow healing channel. So if you're someone that is in need of healing, you are in the right place. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you need to be willing to do it live, number one. And I say that because it's a shadow reading. So we are looking at your spiritual blocks and seeing how that they play out within your situation. You need to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Any important information about this channel, you'll always find in the description box. Okay, we're going to jump right on in tonight and see what's going on within your situation. We're going to look at the spiritual blocks between you and your person. We're going to see what spirit wants you to know about this connection, whether or not you are meant to be with this person that's on your mind, whether or not you are spiritually balanced enough to be in a relationship at this time. And a lot of times when we go through situations that are traumatic, and that could be past relationship that was really imbalanced, like a narcissistic relationship, or being in connection with someone that's like abusive, obviously, it wouldn't be the wisest to jump into a relationship right away. Why? Because those wounds are still open and you are vibrating at a vibrational frequency that is just going to attract the same type of energy. And it's because you're vibrating at a place of fear, and fear because once we go through a traumatic experience, we know what it feels like. And so the key word obviously is feels. That's why I accentuated it, because how do you manifest? It's a thought that you think, the emotions that you have. And if you're feeling like a relationship is impossible, or you feel like you might attract the same type of person, then obviously you're going to attract the same type of person. Even if you're not like you're not really attracting that person, you can bring out those traits in another person as well. Like a person that has tendencies but normally wouldn't be. That's why a lot of times when you look at a connection and you see somebody that is really imbalanced and they're with somebody else, and they may still be imbalanced, but their life doesn't look as bad. And their life doesn't look as bad because they're with somebody that's extremely balanced and is also dealing with them in a completely different way than how you dealt with them. What you'll notice is imbalanced people tend to overcompensate or undercompensate in the energy that they give. That's what codependency relationships are about. That's what narcissistic relationships are about. And again, that's what imbalanced relationships are all about. So I don't know why I'm picking up on this or even sharing this, but I tend to notice that when I share a little tidbit in the beginning of a video, it's because spirit wants to share that, or it might play out within the card reading. It's again, somebody out there needs to hear the information, but a lot of times it plays out within the reading. So you can be connected to somebody that wants to date and really shouldn't date, that wants you to help them heal, that you want. It's again, this is the type of energy that I'm feeling. Let's see why I'm feeling it. We are going to see why I am feeling it. Don't mind the dog in the back. We had visitors from out of town, and the dogs flew on a plane, and they're a little bit crazy because of it. Okay. Release fear and ancestral karma. Fear and ancestral karma. Okay. So when we see this card, it's all about we inherit our family karma. We inherit the behaviorisms and the habits that our parents had. So if your parents were very codependent, and a very codependent unit is one person is not emotionally intelligent at all, and one person is putting in a lot of energy. They're the ones that make everything run. They're the ones that make the family into a family. The other person may show up, but there's a sense of detachment. There's a sense of fragmentation. And this is what I'm feeling. So detachment and fragmentation happen from trauma, and trauma that is severe. It shakes somebody to the core. It's the way that the psyche protects itself. So you are connected to somebody that really needs to release like the fear and ancestral karma. And I think you as well have some of this energy as well. I feel just Virgo, you've done a lot of healing on yourself, where I don't feel the person that you're connected to has. So a lot of times spirit brings soulmates into our life to teach us. So I feel like someone that is connected to you observes you from afar, and you make everything look so easy, that you see so calm, and they want to have your energy. But I don't really feel like things are as easy for you as they appear. So we're going to see why I'm feeling this energy, how it plays out within your relationship. But I'm telling you right now, release fear and ancestral karma. You got to write these words, by the way, in your comment bar. And you'll know if I chose you if I wrote the word winner underneath. If I did, you and I would just correspond back and forth on YouTube, figure out the best day and time that works for the both of us, and we'll get you a free reading. So again, oh, by the way, all readings are done live. I just say that because we will be doing partial shadow reading within your reading. You know, it's not just about how your person feels about you, what they're going to do, what they did do. We want to know why they did those things. Because a lot of times the trauma comes from someone else's behavior. And so then we then feel the way someone makes us feel, especially if you have very strong feelings to a person. And a lot of times they make us feel the same way that someone else has made us feel. And the truth of the matter is, if we don't clear that, there will always be a fear that we're going to keep meeting people that do that to us. That's why it's important to integrate any spiritual block so that they cannot play out as karmic themes within your life experience. So again, we're going to see how that plays out. And how am I going to look at that first? So let's see what your person feels about you. Let's see what your person feels about you. Let's see what their hidden truths are. Let's see what their shadows are. Let's see what your inner child wounds are, why you would attract a person that would hurt you. What is the ancestral karma that you need clearing? I mean, these are important questions. Okay, I wish I could share my good news with you. So you're in separation from a person, and I believe you are in separation from this person because I think that they acted like a spoiled brat. That's the energy that I get. That they acted like a spoiled brat. They usually get what they want, and when they don't get what they want, they react. And they react and they retreat, and they want people to chase them, and they want people to give in to them. They don't, I'm kind of feeling like this. It sounds so stupid, but like a king, but like a baby king, someone that's really immature, but wants to be seen as like a king. I just say that because I can feel like this, like regal, way about them. So there's a sense of they want to be seen as someone important. They want to be seen as, they want to be treated like royalty, and they didn't treat you that way. So this person goes into situations where they overcompensate, and they overcompensate in their behaviors, where they'll give you less, they'll give you a little bit. So, and then they'll, show that they live this grandiose life, because there's a sense of, I don't want you to think that you're that great. I want you to think that I'm great. I want you to admire my life. So this is how I felt like they acted to you in the beginning. And I think it was because they liked you. They were trying to impress you. Like, oh, look at the life you live, and wow, maybe you'll give me more. And maybe if I'll do more, so you give me more. Like that was like almost the mentality. So there's a sense of shame. I replay our conversations over and over again. Of course you do, because it's like they're feeling like a jerk is what I'm feeling. And I'm also seeing that they're seeing that how they perceived conversations were really distorted at the time. That they read into things. Like you might have said, oh yeah, let's go get a cup of coffee. And they like made it like you were asking them to like run away to Mexico with them. And again, where this person really is fearful of relationships, fearful from relationships because they've never seen a good relationship. And the very first relationship that they witnessed was extremely toxic and codependent, where one person played victim all the time. And the other person just kind of like was arrogant, and again, this grandiose lifestyle. So it's almost like they're taking over that persona. Almost like, I don't want to get into a relationship where I'm that person that was weak. And it's unconscious behaviorism, but it's also behaviorisms that need to be healed, because they will and they have played out in every single other relationship. One more. I feel you even though we're apart. This person's learning what unconditional love is all about. They're learning that unconditional love makes them sit and really, like, first of all, they fought it. So what they realize is they can't fight love. And I don't feel like they've ever felt that type of love before. And it's profound. And this person is hungry. They're hungry for love because they don't love themselves. So they're always seeking it, which is why they perceive life like through like that they have to have this grandiose lifestyle. But that's not what it's about. It's about connection. So I believe that they're realizing, wow, this is a very deep spiritual connection, and they're not a very spiritual person. I feel like they're very logical and analytical, and I feel like you're not as logical and analytical. You're more spiritual as they would tolerate anyway. And where I do believe that your spiritual practice may be more structured. You're somebody that isn't into all this esoteric healing, but more into like holistic health coaching and healing, where they can recognize what that is and they're starting to feel like they need it. Clear the illusions of the 3D world. Don't take everything at face value. There's a lot more going on a spiritual and energetic level than you can see. So first of all, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like the illusions of the 3D world are, again, person's behaviorisms, what they're showing you. What they're showing you is not real. It's the mask of this person. So understand, they wouldn't be showing you that mask if they didn't have feelings. So what you feel is true, and that is real, and that is unconditional love. I believe that in the fact that they can feel this, and it's making them look, like I said, at the spiritual elements of it. And so they're looking at their behavior, and I feel I'm stupid. But a person that's imbalanced, that acts imbalanced. And so, and that's what this person did. So like I said, it's like, don't look at what they're showing you, because what they're showing you is not truth. And that, but on a spiritual and energetic level, they're healing. I'm awakening. I know more than I'm letting on. So this person, like they said, your relationship has pushed them into a spiritual awakening. It's very profound for them. It's very, so you're more spiritual. Like I said, I don't believe that this person ever met anyone like you before. Is that you, someone that really lives from your truth, you speak your truth, you don't care what other people think, that you inspire them. You're like their muse, like, but I feel like they watch you from afar and they do desire you, but there's still a sense of them working through everything. And it's a lot for them. So you may be like, how, what's taken them so long? We've been in separation for a long time. This is like ridiculous. And it's because in the beginning, this person didn't really give the time or the energy. They didn't show you who they were. They showed you a persona of who they were, but the love that you felt was true. Again, decline. So it's again, there's a sense of you felt like they rejected you a little bit. And that's and they wanted you to feel that way too, because there was a sense that you could still feel the spiritual connection. So they they're embarrassed because they treated you that way, but they're also feeling like you may decline them when they come back around. So this person is like, even though they're going through a spiritual awakening, they're realizing everything. They're just hoping that this connection is going to be still as strong as what it was before they played all these games. But understand, we go back to this. And from a spiritual level, release fear and ancestral karma. Well, this is what spirit is saying, that your relationship is about that. It's a divine one. So even if you're not together, spirit says your relationship is already pushed this person to a new level of consciousness that they needed to be at. They needed to awaken to see exactly like how that they were living, very surface, they're very empty, being connected to people that are just going to drain them. Living more from the ego means you're coming more from lust, not really love. And then what happens is you connect sexually and through things. So what happens is over time, that connection is no more. If anything, it winds up going from one extreme to another, which is what the fear is. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm going to be stuck with the person that I don't want to be with for the rest of my life because I watched, my parents being miserable and I don't want to like do that. It's like there's always one person that's an asshole at least, and it's horrible how they fight and the energy in the house is horrible and I don't want it. I don't want that. I am afraid of commitment. I'm afraid of whatever. And the reason why is because they never get deep in a relationship. They never really have that intimate connection. Here you come along, they don't know that what a spiritual connection was before you. They never experienced this shit before. So understand it. So then they go back into this surface relationship where the person is like, what? You didn't get me like Prada and Tiffany and didn't take me to the five-star diner and we didn't go in front of everybody and take pictures and like everything ego. And then your person is feeling so empty inside. So it's like I said, chuck the shit out of them. chuck the shit out of them. And that's a process where it's really humbling too, because then they have to say, like, look back at you and say, wow, I really didn't give you the fair anything. So they're going to come back as a different person. Losing faith. You don't believe that spirit has your back. So again, this person never knew about spirit. That's the lack of connection to support. A lot of times, if we grow up in survival mode, then what happens is we keep creating the undesirable life experiences. And then what happened is your person suck out people that they perceive would be successful, that would help them become successful. And what's happened is they're always coming from fear, because why they're seeking out those people is really to create stability, because they don't feel safe within themselves. And so they kept manifesting codependent relationships, which would keep them in a place of victimization, in a place of, again, limitation. So where they didn't want to be that weak person. So like I said, it would trigger them to step into that persona of what they grew up with, the stronger person in that very toxic relationship. And that person is cocky, not emotional intelligent, doesn't is surface, put more effort and energy into money and business and work and things like that were tangible that couldn't emotionally hurt them. But then in the end would still connect anyway to people that would steal their money, would still and they couldn't understand it. So they didn't believe in love. They started to lose their faith that they could ever have love because of what they grew up in. So they say, this is all that there is. The experiences that they have, this is all that there is. And that person, like I said, so let's see what they're going to do, because they are going through a spiritual awakening. So if you don't feel them, that's the reason why. But they get their act together, will they do anything? Let's take this deck. I like this deck better. And then if they are with you, what is the energy that we can help to balance out the connection? Because understand, this person, when you're trying to heal family ancestor karma, and you might say, well, what was my thing? Well, you didn't pursue this person. This person breadcrumbed and they wanted you to chase and they wanted you to treat them grandiose. So obviously you're separate from them because you wouldn't do that. And they chose somebody else. And they chose somebody else not because they did it, but because they perceived that they were a better catch. So they were putting you in a certain place, perceiving you wrong. I long for you, but can't express it. I'm trying to heal my childhood wounds so I don't hurt you again. This shit don't lie. Do you see that? Do you see that? And this is to heal this. Otherwise, there's no healing. So like I said, they're going through an awakening, and creates the awareness. And that awareness allows us to see what behaviorisms, what core beliefs we have, and makes us retrace our steps, replay conversations, which is what this person said right in the beginning. That's what the card spread said anyway. It said, I replay our conversations. One more, just because. I still love you. I dream of being with you. I imagine waking up next to you and cuddling with you every day. So I don't know when they're coming back, but because they're healing and it doesn't say. But I know that they want to come back, that they're going to come back. And I feel like this person needs to heal and then pick up some of the pieces of whatever is left. Because when you go through a spiritual awakening, a lot of times it's because there's tower moments. And tower moments are when things that you built in your life were built on the same core beliefs that were not like from the higher self, not from, they weren't spiritually solid. And solid is when they're in alignment with the laws of the universe. So always coming from a place of unconditional love. When things are built on, you know, possessions and things. And I feel like your person lived mainly from that. So a lot of that collapsed. Once this person had this awareness, it was like they just couldn't go back. They couldn't go back also because the person that they're with became more and more and more demanding, because when you are, there's no love, and the love is mainly on things. The more that you get, the more that you want. It's like the ego is never satisfied. And this person was coming from the ego and they treated you that way. And it's almost like they got together with someone that did everything that they did to you, did to them, and they got a taste of it. And because you came into their life, they realized, wow, that what a difference, like that I could actually be happy. And in that, I also believe that you heal and release ancestral karma when you forgive when this person comes back, because their intention is good. They are a twin flame. There is like a deep and profound relationship. And why I say that, it's a divine relationship. And it's one that makes this person evolve. And it's one that's allowing you to see yourself different. So it transmuted the spiritual wounds for both of you that need, and that is through passion. And that's the fire. I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. If you resonated with this video, let me know. Give me a like, comment your words, release fear and ancestral karma in your comment bar. And if you want to enter into winning a reading with me, you need to write the word in your comment bar and then email me at lauraschwam70@gmail.com. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.